to today's class. For today, I just have one block with me. You're welcome to have one. You're welcome to grab two. Whatever you feel like you typically enjoy having with you in class. But we're just going to use it for a little bit of support mixed in throughout today's flow. Today's class is intended to be a small little chunk of movement, whether it's to get your day started, whether it's to just kind of unstick from the day just to get a little excerpt of flow, or you just don't want to do a full class and you just want a short little taste of some movement today. So it's going to be full body. We're just going to get the body moved, opened up, feeling good. And that's really the goal of today's flow. So we're going to start with that one block. And depending on how you're showing up for today's class, if you want a little extra movement opening through the chest, the upper back, we can go into supported fish. Or if you want a little bit of a hip opener, you can go into supported bridge. I'll walk you through both. So once you have your space to practice, grab that block. And for supported bridge, you're going to come down onto your back nice and slow. And then you're going to lift those hips up, place that block underneath the lowest part of your spine, really behind the hips. So you feel like your hips are kind of spilling back toward you and you feel that nice opening in the front side there. You can keep those knees bent or you can bring those legs out nice and long if that feels nice in your low back. Just letting the arms drape alongside your body, head is heavy, neck is relaxed. For that upper back opener, you're going to keep that block on its lowest height, depending on what feels comfortable for you. It's either going to be perpendicular to your spine or along it. I'm going to go perpendicular, and then I want that block to rest just below my shoulder blades. As I slowly drape the shoulders up and over that block, arms rest heavy alongside my body, head is on the mat, and the knees can stay bent or legs out and away from you. This is also nice for the front of the hips. So if you can't decide between the two, if both feel like they need a little extra love, then this supported fish might feel nice. But moving through any of those fidgets and adjustments, making our way towards some degree of stillness. Relaxing the tension across the shoulders, the front of the chest. Relaxing the bottom jaw away from the top, softening through the face. And then just checking in with those supports beneath you. How they're creating that nice opening through the front body. But checking in with the back body just as well. Are you relaxed in this space? Are you holding tension underneath those supports? And then coming into the breath next. Noting kind of where you're starting at. What is that natural flow, that natural rhythm of your breath? And if you're comfortable, are you able to pull in a little bit more air to expand to the rib cage? And with that slow, drawn out exhale, do you feel like you're able to soften and feel a little bit more heaviness, more connection with the earth beneath you? I like to think of these props as creating some space throughout the body, but what's truly allowing or facilitating that journey is the breath. Not only is it creating or bringing a sense of calmness over the body, but as you pull in each and every inhale, you're creating a little bit more space. Every breath is a little nudge. Every release brings about a little bit more relaxation into this space. Coming into a pattern of breath together, pulling in for 4, releasing for 5. So finishing your last breath. Count to 4, pull that air in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Find a pause at the top. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Find a pause at the top. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Inhale, fill up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Find a pause. And then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back into a rhythm of breath that feels natural, comfortable, maintainable. And then wherever you chose to be, slowly bend the knees, feet flat to the earth. If the block is underneath the hips, gentle bridge pose to slide it out. If it's underneath your upper back, support the back of the head as you lift up. Elbows sneak underneath, the release out from away from you. And then just come back down just for a moment for a nice big morning stretch. Arms up and overhead, heels reach away from you towards the top of the mat. And then finding your way onto that right side for a pause. Feel free to keep the eyes closed if that feels good. And then pressing your way up into a seat, cross-legged seat. Any leg can be out in front of you. And then as we find our sit bones, nice and slowly, just creating circles around your base. Just coming into some soft movements here. If any of those openers felt really big, this can kind of feel like a nice way to reset the body. Hands can be to knees or hands can be to that front foot for that anchor point to help guide you into those circles, making them big or as small as you'd like. Changing directions, swirling that energy around, moving through the spine, the head, the neck. Don't overthink it. Then coming back through center, find that nice tall spine. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. On the exhale, right fingertips plant, left arm up and overhead, come out of that left side body. Reaching towards that front corner. Feeling that length through the left side of the rib cage, the low back. And then inhale, chest to the top of the mat. Reach to the right side and then exhale, cactus open. Maybe you gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, side body stretch once more. Exhale, come on upright, left fingertips plant. Right arm comes up and overhead. Finding that side body stretch first. And then reaching those fingertips towards the top left corner, bumping that right rib cage back in space. Feeling that reach through the right armpit or through the right fingertips. Inhale, come back into that side body stretch. Chest faces the front of the mat. And then exhale, cactus open. Maybe your gaze lifts. Inhale, find that side body stretch. Exhale, come back to center. Little lean back as you fix the cross or switch the cross. Nothing to fix here. Switch the cross of your legs, opposite legs in front. And then we're going to find those circles once more. It might feel a little different, maybe a little lopsided, a little unsteady, but find your anchor points. And then just beginning to swirl that movement front and back. Creating a big circle around your base of support, around those sit bones. And then changing directions. Being as energetic or as passive as you'd like. This is your practice. Again, let it feel good. That's what this class is all about. And then coming back to center. Just a few rounds of cat-cow here. So again, hands can anchor on the knees or they can anchor on that front shin, top of that front foot. On the inhale, pull that chest and heart forward. Shoulders back, chest forward, gaze to the horizon. Exhale, round it in, chin to chest. Reach that upper back towards the back of your mat, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, pull forward. Chest reaches, shoulder blades toward one another. Exhale, round, tuck it in. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, round. On the next inhale, we pull forward, roll over the shins. Tabletop position. Coming into your own warm-up here. So bumping the hips maybe left to right. The very least tucking those toes. Working into the palms of the hands. So starting to take some weight into the hands. So we're not completely dumping our weight into those wrists. There's still a little bit of that push into the earth to keep us supported here. And then finding some barrel rolls, some rolls of the neck. Again, let it be yours. You are in the comfort of your own home, so let the movement be whatever it needs to be. Maybe you flip the grip, so turning those arm bones out and away so that those fingertips are facing the knees. And then maybe you take advantage of this little opportunity here by sitting those hips towards the heels, working through the forearms, the palms, maybe some circles of the neck. A few more rounds of breath here. And then come on back into that tabletop position. Just a few rounds of traditional cat-cow. So starting from that nice long tabletop position, toes can be tucked or untucked. Starting from that nice long spine. On the inhale, moving from the tailbone first. And it lifts up towards the sky. Feel the sit bones widening as the belly falls. And then little drag through the palms of the hands as you pull the chest, the heart forward. Gaze is the last to lift. Little opening of the throat as that gaze reaches towards the horizon. On the exhale, little press through the hands. Start to tuck the chin towards the chest. Press those shoulder blades nice and wide, upper back to sky. Mid back starts to round, and then the low back lengthens as the tailbone tucks under. Inhale, sit bones nice and wide, tailbone lifts, belly falls. Pull the chest, the heart forward as the gaze lifts. Open the throat. Exhale, press and round. Starting from the top, working our way to the tip of the tail. Pushing that ground away. One more round, inhale. Unraveling, feeling the engagement of the back body to help open the front. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, unravel, nice long spine. Bring that left knee to center. Inhale, that right leg lifts long back behind you. On the exhale, tuck the right knee behind the left. Feet go wide toward the edges of the mat, and then sit those hips back towards your heels. Feeling that nice opening to the outer edges of the hips. Keeping a nice little reach through the palms so that you feel that nice length through the armpits. Inhale, just pull yourself forward just a little bit. Exhale, press those hips back towards the floor. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, sit it back, moving at the pattern of your own breath. Lingering where you need. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, sit it back and hold for one breath. Pull yourself back into that tabletop. So the right leg reaches back behind you. On the exhale, right foot steps outside the right hand. Drop the hips. Open the chest. Low lizard lunge. Exhale, send the hips back, half splits. Keeping those fingertips anchored towards the top of the mat so we keep that length here. Inhale, pull it forward. Maybe that knee falls nice and wide if that feels good. Gaze lifts, and then exhale, send it back. Working our way through the hips, but involving the spine, the ribs as much as we can. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, pull forward. Drop those hips. Plant the left hand. It can be to a block if you decided to bring that along with you. That helps keep some space between you and the ground. And then right hand comes to the floor. Guide that right knee out and open. Chest follows, finding a little twist here. As you press gently into that right thigh, you reach the chest, the heart away. Find that nice opening across the front of that left hip, the low belly. Exhale, close it off, finding that half splits. You can keep the hands to the block here. Again, using it to kind of press those hips back in space. If you like this sensation, stay here. If you want to bring that block to the outside of that right leg and press down to find a little bit of a twist, if that feels nice. You're welcome to move in that space. Here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, settle a little bit deeper. Inhale, pull yourself back forward. Plant that right foot. Bring the block to the inside of that right foot. And then we'll just walk that left knee in just a little bit. Untuck those back toes. Right hand to the block. Left hand to the back of the skull. Gently press the back of the skull into that hand into the skull so the back of the neck is nice and long. Using that connection, right elbow to inside edge of that right knee to keep that opening within the hip. On the inhale, press down, turn open. Left elbow reaches towards the sky, feeling that twist through the spine. Exhale, left elbow taps the right, round it in. Inhale, twist and open. Exhale, round and tap. Inhale, reach open. Exhale, left elbow taps right. Last one here. Inhale, rotate open. Reach with that elbow, press down through that bottom block, bottom hand. Reach that left fingertip to sky. Can you expand a little bit deeper in this space? Maybe roll the wrist. And then bring the left hand down to replace the right. Open twist towards the right hand side. Maybe you tilt that block out and away from that foot to help keep you a little steady. And then from here, tuck the back toes to just step that knee back just a pinch to drop into those hips a little bit further. And then bend the left knee, catch the back foot. And then sink back into those hips as that connection between right hand and left foot helps draw the chest and heart open. Maybe the heart drops back, expand through the chest. Nice and easy, close it off, release that hold. Hands come to the inside of that right foot, lift the back knee, send the hips back in space, extended pyramid pose. I've been loving extended pyramid pose. I can't explain it, but anytime I settle into it, my hammies are happy, my calves are happy as that back heel settles heavy towards the floor. And in even the back body, because I'm utilizing those hands to kind of find that push-pull. It's anchoring you to the floor, but you're also using that press into the earth to help find length, activation here in this space. Plant into that right foot, roll over the toes, drop the back knee, kickstand the left leg underneath you, open up into a modified side angle. Connection of right elbow, right knee helps keep that hip nice and open. Feel the length of that inner thigh. And then fallen gate pose, back of the mat, or modified side plank. Left arm drops, right arm up and overhead, expand. Exhale, maybe a little cactus to open through the front body. Inhale, find that reach. Exhale, sweep it forward, out in front of you, pivoting to the top of the mat. Hands plant, left foot comes back behind. Right foot comes back to meet the left, high plank, just to find that strength, that integration here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just to feel that length through the back line of the legs, kind of noting how the left side feels compared to the right. But feeling that strong press through the hands, that engagement through the shoulders. Maybe you like to find a little wiggle or so. And then roll over the toes, drop the knees, finding that tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Few spinal waves to reset. Inhale. Pull yourself through a cat-like spine. Unravel, upward facing dog, top of the mat. Exhale, child's pose. Big toes come together to touch, knees are wide. Inhale, spinal wave, come forward. Hips drop, chest lifts. Open up. Exhale, big toes come together to touch, child's pose. One more round. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, pull it forward. Bring those knees parallel to one another, and then the right knee is going to come to the center of the mat. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, the left knee comes behind the right. Feet go wide, leaving room for your hips to sink back. Gomukhasana legs. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, sink it back. Inhale, come forward. Or just really moving to the pattern of your own breath. It might feel nice to inhale as you sit back because you're feeling that nice opening into the low back. Pull yourself forward. And on the next breath, sink it back, holding here for one full round of breath. Inhale, relax as best you can through the hips, the base of the pelvis. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Anchor down through the shins. Release the left knee from the right. Coming back into that table. Left leg stays lifted. On the exhale, bring that left foot forward outside the hands. Tuck the back toes to walk that right knee back in space to drop the hips and lift the chest. Low lizard lunge. On the exhale, half split, send it back. Using that press of the fingertips to bring those hips back in space. Inhale, dig through that front heel to pull yourself back forward. Drop the hips, lift the chest. Exhale, send it back, half splits. You're welcome to bring that block with you if that feels good along your journey. Inhale, pull yourself back forward, lizard lunge. Exhale, press back. Inhale, pull it forward. Exhale, send it back. Pull yourself forward, lizard lunge. Sink into it. You can have the block underneath that hand now if that feels supportive to bring the ground to you. And then left hand comes to left thigh. Gently guide that left knee open. Maybe that chest reaches away to open through the front of that right hip. So you're using the hands to kind of press the chest away, creating space. Opening up. Feel that nice length through the front of the belly. But still trying to lift that right hip point up in space so that we're supporting the low back here. And then exhale, gather it in to send it back into a half splits. Again, the hands can stay to the inside of that left thigh. Or if you want to walk the block to the outside. And then finding a little bit of a twist, changing that sensation to the outside edge of the hip, outer thigh. Here for 3, 2, 1. Pull your body back forward. Block comes to the inside of that left foot. Little walk in of that right knee, so we're more in a 90-90 half kneel. Left hand to block, right hand to the back of that head. Gentle press to keep that length through the spine. On the inhale, that right elbow reaches towards the sky. Feel that twist open up. Exhale, right elbow to left, tap it in. Inhale, open up. Using that connection, upper body to lower body on that left hand side to keep that hip open. Exhale, tap it under. Feeling that sensation on the inner thigh when you open up, inhale. Relax through the base of the pelvis, through the hips. Exhale, tap it in. Inhale, press and open. Exhale, lower down, last one. Inhale, open up. Reaching through that elbow, pressing down through that bottom hand, and then release the top hand to reach for the ceiling. Open across the chest, maybe a little roll or two of the wrists. And then go ahead and replace the right hand, or the left hand with the right, twisting open towards that left side. And then from here, in that twist, tuck the back toes. Walk that right knee back behind you just a little bit so those hips can drop in just a little bit more. And then keep turning through those left fingertips, catch the back foot, and then draw the top of that foot back in space to open through the chest. Feel that opening sink into it. And then nice and easy release. Hands come inside that left foot. Extended pyramid pose, the back knee lifts. Send the hips back in space, pressing through the fingertips, through the hands, depending on how close you're able to get to the floor. The left knee can stay bent. Trying to find length within the spine, even in this more closed off shape, at least for that left side and its connection to the torso can feel a little snuggly here. Plant through the left foot, drop the back knee, kickstand that right leg underneath, modified side angle, we open up, turning toward that right side. Fingertips to sky, opening through that left hip, that inner thigh feels just nice and needed. Back of the mat, we go into a modified side plank, but that left foot stays grounded. Left arm up and overhead. Inhale to that left rib cage. Exhale, cactus open through the front side of the body. Inhale back into that modified side plank. On the exhale, sweep it forward. Hands come to the top of the mat. Back toes tuck. Left foot comes back to meet the right, pausing in that high plank for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel that strong press through the hands, heels heavy towards the earth, and it doesn't have to be stationary. We're not spending a ton of time here, so if this feels nice to be, feel free to take advantage of some movement, or if stillness feels good. It's your journey. Make it yours. Roll over the toes, drop the knees. Child's pose. A few spinal waves here. Inhale, pull yourself through cat-like spine. Drop the hips, upward facing dog is where we move into. Exhale, child's pose. Send it back. Inhale, pull it forward, unravel. Open up. Exhale, send it back, child's pose. Maybe finding a cow-like spine as you move through it. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, send it back. Last one. Inhale, pull it forward into an upward facing dog. And then on the exhale this round, we lower to belly. Come all the way down. Cactus the right arm, tenting through the left fingertips. Bend the left knee, reach the toes over and behind. Finding this nice chest opener, but also just some nice rotation through the spine. Take a few breaths. Settling in, letting that right ear get heavy towards the earth. One more full round of breath. Coming back to center, slow and with control, switching sides. Left arm comes into a cactus. It might be more challenging, but I promise it's worth it. Bend that right knee, reach those right toes over and behind. Left ear is heavy towards the floor. Softening through the front of that left shoulder. Nice and easy, come back to center. Tenting the fingertips to 10 and 2. Elbows high to the sky, chest is heavy towards the floor. Inhale, peel the chest up. As it lifts towards the front of the mat, the gaze at the very end. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale up through center. On the exhale, maybe we drop the right shoulder down and in. Elbows stay high as you drop in. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder in, gaze over towards the right side. Inhale back through center. Hold. And lower down nice and slow. Once the forehead reaches the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back. Hips to heels, Vajrasana. A point of pause, a point of transition before making our way onto our backs. No specific rhyme or reason to get there. Don't overthink it. Just make your way nice and slow and with control back onto your spine. Maybe a little windshield wiper, a little oscillation of the knees left to right. And then bringing that right knee in towards the chest, give it a squeeze. Maybe it hugs alongside the torso as the left leg extends long, keeping a little reach of that left heel. Breathing into that compression, settling into that connection. Keep that single knee to chest, or if you want to find a half happy baby, grabbing hold of the outer edge of that right foot. Bringing the sole of the foot towards the sky, drawing that knee to thigh a little closer towards the floor. Breathing into the depth of your space. Bringing the heel back toward the bum. And then guiding that left thigh over, or right thigh over and across to the left side of the room. Anchoring through that right shoulder. Goalpost, capital T, Y, whatever letter of the alphabet you'd like to be in. Just anchoring through that shoulder. Relaxing through the belly. Feeling that length across the back of that hip. Nice and easy, come back to center. And then bring the left knee in to meet the right, switching sides. Lacing the fingers around that left knee. Left shin as the right foot extends long. Just breathing into that compression, so it can be right in knee to chest if that feels good. Or if you'd like to come alongside the rib cage, that might feel nice. And then stay here, or find half happy baby, grabbing hold of the pinky edge of the foot, shining the sole of the foot toward the sky as that thigh falls a little bit heavier toward the floor. Still reaching through that right heel to find that nice cross-body length across the front of the hips. Relax through the base of the pelvis, let it go. And then bring that heel back to the bum. Right hand comes to the outside of the knee, guiding it over towards the right side of the room, keeping that shoulder anchored and finding that twist through the belly. Relaxing through this space, breathing into this space. Going back into that slower, more intentional pattern of breath, utilizing it to create space in these opportunities of slower movement, more stillness. Come on back to center, left knee in towards the chest. Bring the right knee in to meet it. Maybe we find a full happy baby, grabbing hold of the pinky edges of the feet. And then finding some softness here. This is quite a big space to be in. So when we're here, we want to breathe into that compression on the front of the hip. Relax through the base of the pelvis. Keep our shoulders, our upper body heavy, our head heavy. Some things out you might bypass being in this space. And nice and easy, release back into that double knees to chest. If you want to move into a plow pose, you're welcome to. Arms alongside your body, just tuck those knees in towards your chest as you reach the toes over and behind. Another space I've been loving being in, so if that calls to you, you're welcome to move into that space. Holding for a few more breaths. And then nice and slow, making your way back into Shavasana. Legs extend nice and long, bringing them nice and wide. And then arms can either be in a more introverted space, hugging your torso, hand to belly, hand to chest. Maybe just hands to hips. Or arms resting long alongside the body. Let it be a space where you're able to take up room, you're able to settle. If you want to revisit one of those opening postures, if you want to revisit the one you started in, if you want to check out the alternative that you did not move into or start class in today, you're welcome to take that here. And as you settle into your final rest, I encourage you to check back in with your body, with your breath. How do you feel now? Mentally, physically, emotionally, compared to when you started today? Did you notice a few things about your body that you didn't know coming in? Did you know quite a bit about how you were showing up and now you feel maybe a little bit better? A little bit freer, a little bit looser, a little bit more in tune, present? Regardless of how we started, regardless of how we ended, and regardless of how your body showed up in every moment in between, by showing up and practicing and being on your mat, I can guarantee you'll learn something about your body today. And that's really my whole goal. And as you finish up today's class, I encourage you to be here for as long as you need. And even when the class is over, if there's anything else that's speaking to you while you are on your mat, I encourage you to take it. As always, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please feel free to like, comment, or even subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see y'all again soon. Have an awesome rest of your day.